Yes guys, welcome back to ESMOTOR UK, home of the world's fastest Porsches. Today we are going to be taking a deeper look into the 992 Turbo and Turbo S platforms and asking the question, is this the best platform around? So what I mean by that, the best platform is quite a, quite an expanse, but we're going to be asking specific questions. Value for money in terms of mods for those performance times. What else is out there that can match that? We'll ask the questions. You tell us below what you think. So guys, some of you guessed correctly last week about the new shop car project. It is going to be a twin turbo setup that we are developing for the GT3 RS. That's the shop car, making some power over there. Behind the doors, yeah. We got some new turbos on that as well, but we'll tell you about that later on. But yeah, back to this. So with the GT3 RS, it needs turbos. Like everything in our life, it needs turbos. Some of you might be saying, no, it's a GT3 RS, it needs to stay NA, and you're gonna ruin it by putting on turbos. Well look, the GT2 RS is coming out soon. The price of that is probably gonna be around about double of what this is right now in terms of what it's gonna retail for over here in the UK. Is it gonna be double the car? We'll have to wait and find out. However, we do know it's definitely gonna be running more power than one of these. And it's gonna have turbos. So what we're gonna do is try and keep the whole character of the GT3 RS, the sound and the noise that makes this special. We wanna keep that the same, but add more power. When we get into that project, we'll guide you through what we're gonna be doing in terms of development to ensure that we don't take away the characteristics of that 3RS, but we also add the power and still allow it to be track-worthy and very, very capable on the track. We're going to be also working on the suspension. We've got some great ideas of what we're going to be doing on that side of it to ensure that the performance is up to par on where it needs to be. And yeah, really excited about this because this is going to be something super special. What's that on wastegate? How's it feel? Okay. So guys, we've got new turbos on this. We've gone a little bit larger because the last turbos, they were good. They made great power at 1600 wheel, but we were still at a bit of a ceiling with them in terms of how far we wanted to go on the road and numbers wise in the half mile and the 100s, 200, 200, 300, all of that stuff. So we've been working with Turbo Smart. We've now got the same turbo but with a bigger housing. So before it was a 6870B, it's now the C compressor, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what that makes. But anyways, we came in here for a different reason. We came in here to talk about this car there, which is our 992 shop car. It's looking a bit sorry for itself right now. Rebase is getting a bit depressed about not having his car on road either. But yeah, one of those things that, when you're developing something, it takes a little bit of time. So now with this car, the ES1300 was great, it's been successful. We've rolled it out on a few cars. We're now taking it to the next level. This is going to be going into an ES1500. So that is going to be a 4.1 bottom end again, but it's going to have a completely custom head or with cams, fully built valve train, everything else. And again, we're going to be using slightly different turbos on that and making another few changes to get that up to the 1500 wheel horsepower level. So that should be out within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Emre's doing his magic in Turkey at the minute by putting that together. So once that's back down here, we're going to get that on the road and it's going to be making some serious numbers. For you guys who have forgotten about the car while it's been off the channel, we're just going to do a little bit of a rewind now and show you exactly what we've achieved with that car so far.
Flashback. stay there. I don't know who was driving, but whoever got that number, 8.8 in an ES1300.
So guys, getting back to the point of this actual video. We get asked a lot of questions sometimes is how good value for money wise is our, for example, ES900 kit. That's generally the most popular kit because it is the maximum you can go on a stock engine and stock gearbox. Stock clutch, I mean. The gearbox stays stock even on the 1300s. With the 900, this is a fully bolt-on package. This kit, bang for buck, is a killer in terms of performance. The fastest quarter mile we've had on this kit here in the UK, unprepped, is a 9.1. We'll rewind and show you that car now.
60, 100, 200, quarter mile.
And typically they run anywhere between 9.3 and 9.5, depending on surfaces and conditions, etc. This package itself retails at starting from £32,500. So that is with a stainless steel exhaust option. And then for the titanium, it's a couple of grand more because the titanium is more expensive. So going back to the question, we have a lot of people asking us, is it worth the actual performance? If I spend 32, 34, 35,000 pounds with you guys on that package, how happy will I be in terms of what I'm getting back? So we've already proven that this level of performance is enough to beat a hypercar from a standstill over a 1 mile distance. We've had that shown before, and for you guys that have forgotten, more recently, right now, we had another great comparison. Jamie from Officially Gassed called us up and said he wanted to put down together the most popular platforms today for modifications and have them race against each other and see which one performs the best. So it was a mixed bag in terms of the cars that were there. There were 3 full bolt-on cars, which was the Porsche ES900, a M3 G80, which was a single turbo, fully bolt-on with a stock engine and gearbox, and a Lamborghini Huracan Performante twin turbo with stock engine and stock gearbox as well. The 4th car was a GTR. However, it was a fully built GTR. It was a 4.1 with big turbos that makes north of 2,000 horsepower, but it was put down onto wastegate pressure, so it would make about 1,000 wheels. So that was kind of like, you know, the king of the road in terms of those cars that were present that day, because they were all baby builds compared to that. However, it was a pretty cool comparison because it does show the popular platforms today in terms of bolt-ons, just basic bolt-ons, what is achievable. And these were the results. So the roll races were completed. The GTR was expected to win that with the power. I think if it was a more of an equal start, it would have been interesting to see what happens, just because the ES900 is on the ball straight away with the VTG turbos. However, it does show that in perspective with the other bolt-on setups of the Lamborghini Huracan and the M3, their limitations in terms of a stock engine and stock gearbox compared to the Porsche's limitations of a stock engine and stock gearbox. So the 100 to 200 times on that day for the actual track also show the differences in that sense.
Ready? Ready? Ready?
So guys, that was the actual drag race that took place. All cars are four-wheel drive. The surface wasn't great, so Jamie only managed a 9.6 on that surface that day. However, again, it kind of shows how well that package does perform. It can pretty much turn up anywhere against pretty much any build and put down a competitive time, you know, and it outgunned the GTR, which was running more power. And also against the other two, it outperformed them. Some people sitting at home say that, oh yeah, this car should be running faster, or that car should be running faster. What I will say is those cars that did turn up, the Lamborghini and the G80, they did run good times for the power that they were running. So it's not a dig to say that, you know, this stock engine can't run more, because as we know, the Lamborghini V10 platform can run more on stock engine. However, the stock clutch can be a limitation in terms of launching it. Whereas with the 992, this package will go around and around and around and around. He could have launched it 50, 60 times that day back to back and not had any issues or worries at all about that gearbox or clutch. So guys, as we're talking about the ES900 package, we have had Munraj's 992 ES900 back in with us, and he's now spiced up the look of the car with our carbon fiber kit. Check it out now.
So guys, we have got Munraj's 992 Turbo S in. He's already had our ES900 package, which I'm sure if you look back at some of our videos, you'll see the power it made, the numbers that it made. The car is mad, like all of our ES900 packages. He's come back today to get our full ES carbon kit, which includes our front splitter, our bonnet, our side skirts, and our rear diffuser. So yeah, watch how I strip this apart, put it all back together, all the carbon pieces in.
I mean, this car just looks absolutely amazing from every angle.
So guys, we have M1 Singh, Munraj's car, back in. As you guys know who follow the channel, Munraj doesn't do things by halves. He used to have the 991 ES1500, and when he moved on to the 992, he went straight to a 900 package. He's already got our wheels previously, but now he's gone with our full carbon kit. So that is our carbon bonnet, carbon front splitter, carbon side skirts, and the rear diffuser as well. So this car was not an aero kit car from factory, so it looks a little bit plain without the extra enhancements, but it's yeah, now it's the real deal. This is sick. It just looks epic. It's also got the Bilstein Evo SE suspension, so the ride height is absolutely perfect. The handling is amazing, and as you guys know, the ES900 performance is just out of this world. So yeah, that is awesome. So for people who do not want to go as much power as the 900, even though it is super reliable, there is obviously the ES700 as well. This is a kind of an entry-level package for the 992 Turbo S. It consists of our exhaust and tune, and you have optional intakes and diverter valves which help pump up the power to around about 750 wheel horsepower, which is about 880 crank. So we've got one car in now for that setup. This package can go 0 to 60 in 2.1,
You know, it runs 9s again, quarter mile times, and it does 100 to 200 in around about 4.6 to 4.8 seconds. So it's a very, very efficient setup, and it works great for the actual amount of money that it costs as well. The 700 package costs £6,000 with a stainless steel exhaust, or £8,500 with a titanium exhaust system. Intake and diverters are extra. However, if you look at what you get for the amount of money that you put in, it is really a no-brainer if you've got a 992 Turbo S.
Right guys, as you can see, we have this lovely 992 Turbo S cab on the ramp. It has come in for an exhaust upgrade and a tune. The customer has opted for our titanium exhaust, which is right down here. Just need to unwrap it. Just going to strip the back end of the car down, get the old exhaust off first. Yeah, let's get cracking.
So guys, here we've got our ES custom exhaust, all unboxed and ready to go. This thing is so light and it's going to absolutely scream.
Right, so on top of the titanium exhaust, this customer has also...
No, show him your top. Show him your top. He's proper shiny now. Look, at the back. Watch this. Look at that.
Yeah.
No fart, just turbo smart.
There you go. So yeah, on top of the titanium exhaust, this customer has also opted for a set of turbo smart diverter valves. So we open the box here. These replace the factory diverters. They go in the factory spot, and they just help regulate the boost better. They don't leak, whereas the factory ones do. We've seen factory ones leak at factory power. So the turbo smart ones sort that issue out completely. Stronger spring, better seals. So yeah, we'll get them fitted. We'll show you how that's done.
Very nice.
Let's get to the diverter valves, which sit
way.
here on top of the intercoolers.
And the stock ones are just, what's the issue with the stock ones normally?
The springs aren't very strong in there. Although they're electronically controlled, that spring still can move, allowing the air to pass. And then the factory seals aren't very good either. I'll show you against the turbo smart ones. The seal is like half the size, so it can leak past the seal as well. So, as you can see guys, we have the stock diverter valve and the turbo smart diverter valve. Stock diverter valve,
Yeah.
and then the turbo smart diverter valve. As you can see, the seal, you've only got one on the stock diverter valve, and it's half the size of the turbo smart one. But we've also got the seal on the inner here, so this reaches in further, and there's actually a sealing face inside, which that sits against.
Okay.
The other good thing about these turbo smart ones is turbo smart have been really smart with this. Hence the name, turbo smart. So you see this little hole in here.
Yeah.
So this, the air, the boost pressure goes through that hole and sits behind here as well. So say you're running 1 bar of boost, there'll be 1 bar of boost or 1 bar of pressure on this side, but then 1 bar of pressure at this side as well. So it equals out to stop this opening.
Okay.
So yeah, much better boost control. So yeah, that's what that little hole's for.
Better tunability.
Better tunability, better boost control, and less leaks.
Yeah. Sick.
So yeah, we use these on
Pretty
very
much
high,
every
every build we do. High power cars, ES1300s, you know, the 1,500 horsepower cars, we use these turbo smart valves. These work very, very well. Shout out to Turbo Smart for doing the research and helping us out with these. So yeah, good bit of kit. It's the spring that I was talking about. On these factory ones, it's not very strong. So when you're running more boost, like I say, we've had these leak at stock power as well. The air pressure pushes and opens this, allowing air to pass. Which
And then
essentially,
they can become sticky, can't they?
yeah, they can become sticky as well. But yeah, so when that opens, it under pressure, it essentially causes a boost leak. So yeah, like I say, we've seen that happen on a stock car. So yeah, good reasons to upgrade them. Don't know why. Turbo smart valves are installed. So now we'll just box the back end of the car up. We'll get it on the dyno.
And then make some power.
Make some good power. Right guys, so we are now finished. The titanium exhaust is on, the Turbo Smart diverter valves are in, and the intake kit is also fitted. We're just about to do the first start up, so let's hear it.
That is sounding
It sounds
sick.
All right, let's get it on the dyno.
And that sounds insane. That sounds crazy. Behind me we have this 911 Turbo S on the dyno. Now this thing looks absolutely insane. You guys will see in the B-roll, you'll see all of that good stuff, and you'll see how awesome this car looks. Now, we are just getting some base runs on the dyno. It's currently making about 730 horsepower on a base run. It is quite hot out today, so we will be a little bit down on power. We will most likely get a revision sent over by Emre and get this car dialed in and running absolutely awesome. Now, this customer has opted for our full ES custom titanium exhaust system with our drone tubes as well. So just to get rid of, you know, the drone when you're in the lower revs, making the car a bit more daily drivable.
So guys, this ES700 made 734 horsepower at the wheels. It was a very, very hot day, and yeah, with that it was making still some very strong power. As you can see, the power curve comes in really, really nice on that, and it's holding some great torque throughout. So that works out to be around about 870 horsepower at the crank. So it's some serious power for this 992 Turbo S convertible.
Guys, thanks for watching again. The cars are getting ready for Race 1000, so stay tuned because you don't want to miss this one.